Hi there, I'm Sara from Awakened Body. Today I have a gift for you, and I want to tell you a personal story. So I'm telling you the story because it relates to my own health and wellness, and it informs so much of the work that I do at Awakened Body. And I'm also telling you because it means that I'm not going to come on to practice with you each morning just this week, the week of January 8th. Now, Waking Up into Your Awakened Body in 2024 is coming back to all of your major podcast streamers. And of course, in our Facebook group, Waking Up into Your Awakened Body, you have the pinned everyday practice, and you have that basic everyday practice on the podcast called Waking Up into Your Awakened Body. And at the end of the day, although it is a joy and a pleasure to start our day face to face, this is, of course, something you can do on your own. And I want to send you a gift if you make it to the end of this video to help you in your personal practice this week. So I'm not going to be uploading meditation videos just this week because I'm going through an evolution in my personal health and wellness. So you may or may not know that I have the Jewish genetic disease called Gaucher's disease. Now, this disease is, awful in that it's fatal, but to have it in 2024 is really miraculous because it's a genetic disease that affects every cell in the body at the metabolic level. It's a genetic mutation that prevents the body from producing one of the essential enzymes that we need to break down nutrients that come from food and turn it into waste. And for most of human history, and since this is a Jewish genetic disease, most of Jewish history, the disease was fatal for at least half of the people who had it. But there is a cure now, and the cure is as natural as it comes, but it is entirely thanks to science. So now, because of advances in Western medicine and in science, we know how to grow this enzyme, this living enzyme. Scientists grow it either in the white of an egg or in carrot cells. And I will travel this week to the hospital to receive an infusion, to get the infusion of this enzyme to give my body what it needs and to turn this fatal disease into something that simply won't kill me. I'm going to die and you're going to die. We're all going to die. But very, 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 very high likelihood, I'm not going to die from Gaucher's disease. And that is a blessing. And my journey with Gaucher, I found out I had it when I was pregnant with my first child, who's now 16. So this 16 years long journey has been the most important education in what it means really to walk in an awakened body, and it informs everything that I do at Awakened Body. So first and foremost, Awakened Body is science-based. You will never meet with an awakened body healer who will poo-poo Western medicine or who will discourage you from going and getting a battery of laboratory tests for physical ailments you might be dealing with. Awakened Body offers an approach that's complementary to Western medicine. My opinion is that Western medicine has just gone too far in discounting our intuitive abilities with our own bodies and our own health and wellness. So whereas a Western medical doctor has received no training in intuition, when you lay down on my table, if we get to work together hands-on in an Awakened Body healing session, my work as an energy healer and with my intuitive skills, it really informs what we do, and it makes possible all kinds of avenues of healing that aren't possible from lab tests alone. But first and foremost, I am pro-science. Second, it's such an important education in how all we can do is be in the here and now, and in how the fear mind is hell. it is hell. That if I was to just react on that day that I learned that it wasn't that my fetus had a fatal genetic disease, but rather that I did. If I were to just take in that news and let my fear mind run away, then that sounds like a whole lot of suffering, a whole lot of suffering. But in reality, over the course of these 16 years, the disease affects me some days and it doesn't affect me others. And because I've had the privilege in Israel of working with the very best doctors in the world when it comes to this condition, I've been able to be treatment-free for 10 years. And now that I am starting treatment, it's an opportunity not to feel afraid, but to feel held and taken care of. And that really is how I receive it. The last major way that my own dance with Gaucher has informed everything we do at Awakened Body relates to our seasonal cleanses. Because I have this genetic disease, I have really had no choice but to be hyper attuned to my body at a metabolic level. And so over these last 10 years, I've used nutrition as a way of managing my symptoms. And I'm here to tell you two things. One, it's possible. It's possible. What we eat radically influences how we feel. And so while every ailment that plagues humans is not curable through food, many of them are manageable by putting love and care and intentionality and investment to all of the things that we put into our body. And so that's why cleansing once a year is a foundational feature of everything at Awakened Body. I can't do deep work with you. I can't do magic on the table if you are not taking responsibility for your own health and wellness, starting with how you wake up in the morning and what you put in your body. Food and also beyond environmental toxins, but also people toxins. And the second reason is with regards to this word toxicity. So you hear a lot of talk of toxins and toxicity all over the internet and lots of wellness creators, lots of wellness programs. So right now, the change that's going on in my body that's causing me to need to go from being managing symptoms with wellness practices alone to needing to receive a twice monthly enzyme infusion has to do with toxicity. So Gaucher affects a couple of the major body systems, but the most common place that it shows up is in the spleen. So right now what's going on with me is that my spleen is no longer doing the work it needs to do, which means it's swollen and tender to the touch. It's displacing the other organs around it above my stomach. It causes me to feel full all the time. And because the spleen, in parallel to the liver and the spleen are the two organs most impacted by Gaucher, and those are also the two organs most responsible, and also the kidneys, in removing actual toxins from the body. So toxicity is a medically relevant and medically measurable phenomenon. But if you present in the ER, the only way an ER doc is going to use that term toxicity with you is if you are on the brink of life and death. If because of something you've ingested or some breakdown in some body system, your some system in the body is not functioning, and therefore you are in a situation that's critical or nearly critical, then they're going to use that word toxic. Now, of course, in the wellness world, we use it more broadly. And the difference has to do with what I believe is part of the cutting edge of wellness medicine. And it has to do with our core belief at Awakened Body. The core belief at Awakened Body is that you are meant to feel good. You're meant to feel alive. You're meant to wake up feeling rested, with enough energy to take you through your day, able to settle into restful sleep at the end of a productive and fulfilling day. That's the idea here. That's the goal. And yet, so many of us, we just want to describe ourselves that way. So the question is why? And the answer is all the good stuff that we do at Awakened Body. And that starts with this morning practice and starting your day every day with breath and with setting intention, with the belief that this day is a blessing and it's yours to make of it however you most want. The next piece of it is the work of deep body listening and the body scan that we practice in the morning. So I said that I can describe for you exactly how my spleen feels. I can do that with all of my organs. And so can you. It just takes practice. Now, my own journey with Gaucher has been a motivator to push me to develop those skills, but they're skills that are able to be developed, and I'm happy to teach you. So even though we're not going to practice together live this week, I hope you still will practice, whether that's with some previously recorded content or just working your way independently through our 30 breath morning practice, 10 breaths in gratitude, a 10 breath body scan, 10 breaths of prayer or intention setting to start your day. But for making it to the end of this video, I'd like to send you a gift to support you on your way. If you've been paying close attention, you know that whereas I do this 10-minute morning practice with you, it's not how I wake up into my awakened body. I wake up into my awakened body with the Awakened Body Extended Daily Practice Journal. You have all the different options of the daily practice journals at awakenedbody.org. This is a beautiful practice. It takes more than 10 minutes. I am a practitioner of the long and deep meditation practice, and yet I prefer this conscious journaling practice for my own health, wellness, and spiritual journey. And so since I can't live stream with you this week, I would love to send you an Awakened Body Daily Practice Journal as a gift. Take a few minutes and share a reflection in the comments of how this morning practice has made your life better. And if you do, then I'll get in touch and I would love to send you an Awakened Body Daily Practice Journal. So perhaps you'll try that out this week. And I will be back next week with Waking Up into Your Awakened Body as a 10-minute morning meditation here on Facebook and also on all of your various podcast channels. Have a beautiful day. Blessings on your way.